running in search of the remedy, trying to find her place in it all. Focused only on the negative. All she can attract is pain. Perception is what will manifest. Thought she could escape, but it's all the same. Birds fly south for the winter, but she ran to the west side. And though much was stolen, much still abides. And I know she'd rather keep her distance, but as time moves on, she's drifting away from me. But did the ocean breeze specify you? Did the palm trees sanctify you? I bet the ocean breeze did advise you that you'll never find you on the run from yourself, on the run from yourself. Concrete will shape to quicksand. Just when you think you're in control, but you're not alone. Take my hand, no shame in the surrender to a bigger picture. Birds fly south for the winter, but you ran to the west side. And though much was stolen, much still abides. And I know you don't wanna burn bridges, but as time moves on, you slipping away from me. But did the ocean breeze pacify you? Did the palm trees sanctify you? I bet the ocean breeze did advise you that you'll never find you on the run from yourself, on the run from yourself. You thought the grass was greener, but she was safe all along.
NathanIvey.com. Mr. Ivy know the show must go on. And for Cincinnati, man, I put on. Tunes made another flame beat for me to cook on. Raised dogs, closed fish, yeah, too strong. Team AI, chop it up at the chop shop. Top notch with the king flow, the hot shot. Cop squats in, listen to the real, jumping like hopscotch. Nobody harder than, oh, no, think not. Not only citywide, but nationwide. Superlatives, keep it locked like them Haitian guys. Put the truth in the airwaves, we talk about it. Brand new like the templates, let's be about it. Who got the info by the AM? John O. B. the rapper, got them jamming when they play him. Staying in my lane, they ain't gotta okay him. Who the host with the scoop? Yeah, they gon' say him. Ivy, so superlative like a bag of Grippos. Show you where the bricks at, Cincinnati red tag. One time where my people at. Team NI where my people at. It's the 513, yeah, you know the flow. What's the word, Nate? Let them know the show. One time where my people at. Team NI where my people at.
My people at, good morning to you. Welcome back. Another beautiful day, a beautiful Thursday. And as always, my friends, my pleasure to be with you. Now, I don't want to disappoint anybody. But I want to give you a heads up. I'm planning to rock with you for about an hour this morning. And then I got to make a move. The election just ended. We went hard. We went hard during the election season. And even after the passing of my mother, I felt a responsibility to be with you every single day. But now that the election has passed, I do need a couple of moments this morning. I got a couple things going on, and the time would be most appreciated. So you got me for approximately about an hour. We'll see how it goes. I got a little flexibility, maybe 90 minutes. And I want to talk about a smattering of topics, my friend, related to people, politics, and pleasure, or better said, Black people, politics, and pleasure. Good morning to you. I hope you're doing well. It is a beautiful Thursday in the greater Cincinnati area. And here we are still, picking the bones of the election. I think there's been a lot written about it. People have been talking about it. I may have some residual thoughts. You may have some residual thoughts, and we can share this morning. But I may talk about, and I plan to talk about some things that are non-politics related, including this new Netflix movie titled The Harder They Fall. It dropped yesterday. I got a chance to watch it. I gave myself the luxury to spend some time. It took me all day. It took me hours and hours to watch it because I was watching it while doing other things. But I did get a chance to watch it in its entirety, and I want to give you a non-spoiler review. I'm not going to spoil your fun, family. But before you watch The Harder They Fall, watch this non-spoiler review. So if you're into those kind of things, please share this. Please share this online and share it with people in places where you think people can get something out of it. That's all I ask. Good morning to you and welcome back. Here we are, live, local, and vocal. We're doing this again, y'all. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Good morning to you. I want to talk about that. And I do have some thoughts about the election, just some things that happened that I thought are worthy of just a little bit more attention that we'll talk about. And I want to look to the future. Like, what does this election mean for the next 2 years and the next city council election in 2 years? So in 2023, you got another election, which will be 1 year before the presidential election. Got another election. So what does that mean? Is what happened in this current election cycle, what happened yesterday, is that a window into the near future or not? Is that a window into the near future or not? I want to look toward the future. All right. I want to talk with you about the future this morning as it relates to local politics. As always, if you want to chime into the show, real easy to do so, fam. All you got to do is boom, hit that number right there, 513-873-7134. It is a magical code that will unlock a wonderful world. It's called the Nathan Ivey Show, where nothing is funnier than the truth. Men are allowed to be men, right? Especially as Black men. We got so few spaces where we can just be our authentically masculine. I don't want to hear that nonsense about toxic masculinity. What's that? Ourselves. But here on the Nathan Ivey Show, you can be your full toxic masculine self. It's toxic Black masculinity is appreciated here. You can do all of that. And of course, lames get their plane shot down like John McCain on a regular basis because we don't suffer fools lightly, and I don't have a lot of time. We don't have a lot of time. We are effing up the earth as we speak. Who knows when Mother Earth is going to turn that corner and say, you know what? I'm sick of the humans. It's happening already. So let's spend our time together very, very wisely. So what I would ask, if you're going to dial that number, open your mind before you open your mouth. That's it. Other than that, it's always good. It's all good. You don't have to agree with the host. In fact, some divergent points of view. I love it. I love it. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Hope the last 24 hours have found you in a good place. And hope you're all doing well. But let me get to it. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about The Last Dance, Scottie Pippen a little bit. Nobody ever challenges Michael Jordan, but Scottie Pippen has a brand new book out in which he challenges the supremacy of Michael Jordan. I'll tell you what I mean. Just stay tapped in. I want to talk about the future of Cincinnati politically and what does that mean exactly. And I want to start by talking about and giving you a non-spoiler review of The Harder They Fall. Have you seen this? Raise your hand, not literally, but raise your hand inside your own brain if you are a fan of Westerns. Did you grow up watching Westerns? Well, this movie is a traditional Western, like straight out of the history books, right? And it's got some big names in it. It's got Regina King. She plays Trudy Smith. It's got Idris Elba. Oh, ladies love Idris Elba. He plays Rufus Black. It's got Jonathan Majors. He plays Nat Love. Get used to his face because he's going to play Kang the Conqueror in the MCU. That's the Marvel Comics universe. And who knows just how drawn out that's going to be. He made an appearance as that character in some of the last episodes of the Loki series. Loki, not low key, but Loki, Loki, not low key. Okay. Lakeith Stanfield, who people remember him from Get Out. Remember he played the brother and they took over his body. And the OG. Oh, Lakeith Stanfield plays Cherokee Bill. And the OG, Delroy Lindo plays Bass Reeves. And just so you know, many of these characters, if not all of them, are based upon real life people. See, that's one of the big things that American history just loves. It loves to either lie to us or to omit the contributions of people that look like us. And the fact of the matter is that a lot of those Western movies and a lot of the best tales of gunslinging were actually black cowboys. Who would ever know? Because I grew up seeing John Wayne everywhere. Who would ever know? Who would ever know? You know, the Lone Rangers is based upon black cowboy as well. But, you know, the history books in American culture, they don't want to tell us that because they want to make us think that we're less than and they are greater than. And so it's all a part of the cultural supremacy that continues to this day. Yeah, people be surprised to know that. There's a real interesting article in Essence Magazine. Somebody posted it in the Friends page. I saw it after I actually had read it, but shout out to whoever posted, I can't remember, that gives you some of the backstories on some of these characters. So there's a historical perspective to it as well. And it's a classic revenge story, as some of the best Westerns have been. Classic revenge story. Man done wrong. Man seeks out to get his revenge. And there's a confrontation in the movie as well. Classic, you know, Western, you know, straight up Western. You know what I'm saying? Is there a twist at the end? Well, is there always with the good movies? And I would say that this is worth your time. This is a good movie if you're into Westerns. Now, if you're not into Westerns, that ain't for you. The other thing is that this is given an R rating, and I love that. I love that. It's given an R rating primarily because of the violence. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of gun violence. I know that they have, by they, I mean the media and current society has programmed black people to be anti-gun, but I'm pro-gun. I'm very pro-gun. You can go to my Instagram and check that out for yourself, Nathan Ivey TV. I'm very pro-gun. Bump that. I'll put mine down when you put yours down. The hell with all of that. So for some folks that are sensitive about that kind of stuff, then you might have some issues with it. Is it good for children? It depends on the ages. It's rated R. So, you know, as a parent, you got to make your decision. You know, my son is 6. He was walking in and out of the room, and at some points I had to make him just go to his room and not walk in. I ended up turning it off because I just felt like it wasn't for him. There's just a little bit too much. Check back in like 7-8 years, son, and you can watch all this good old-fashioned gratuitous violence. You can watch that then. But for now, I felt like he was too young at 6. My daughter at 16, I mean, you know, as I remember, there's nothing overtly sexual. There might be a little something, some little areola here, little areola there, something like that. But nothing that's really, really big that might turn you off. Just a little areola. The areola might have just peeked out like that a couple times. Yeah, that's about it. But in terms of the story and in terms of engaging you, you know, it kept my attention. It kept my attention. It depends. Like I said, if you're someone who likes Westerns, you're going to like it. Now, if you're someone who loves to see black folks, brown folks on the screen, you're going to love it because that's the majority of what you're going to see there. You know what I'm saying? It's like almost everybody black in the movie. We have some of the others too, as Jerica likes to say, that are in the movie, but primarily this is black folks that's leading all of this. And it starts off with a bang. No pun intended. Starts off with a bang because it's a Western. There's a lot of gunshots. And it's got all of the gunslinging and all that kind of stuff you might want. But what makes the movie even better is the soundtrack. When we come through with style. We come through differently. You already know. And the soundtrack, it really stands out. Like, I want to get I want to find the soundtrack. I want to download it to my phone. It's got some bangers on there. And the soundtrack definitely enhances the movie itself. Like, without the soundtrack, it's not as good. With the soundtrack, it's much, much better. And this scene right here is about, I would say it's about 20 minutes into the movie. It's very, very interesting where you have these central characters. Essentially, you have two gangs, right? Like I said, the central point of this is a revenge story. You got two gangs, two black old school Western gangs that, boom, they clash for various reasons. And there are some, I guess you want to say, deeper plot lines and motivations as to why the characters are doing what they're doing in the movie. The other thing that stands out to me is the strong female characters. The sisters are strong in this movie. Regina King right there, Trudy. Oh, you don't want to mess with Trudy. Oh, don't mess with Trudy. That would be a mistake, my friends. You don't want to mess with that sister right there. She is not to be played with. And the other female characters in the movie are very strong as well. And when I say strong, I mean that on two levels. One, I think that the actresses that portrayed those characters did a good job. But then secondly, the portrayal of them, the way they were written, is they're strong. They ain't playing the wallflowers. Oh, save me, Idris. Oh, save me. That's the whole damsel in distress. There are no damsels in distress per se in this movie. These sisters swing for the fences, and they're not to be played with. They're on par in terms of their propensity for violence, we'll put it that way, as are their male counterparts and characters in the movie. So if you're somebody that is into that kind of thing, I think that you'll like that. The sisters are not weak. Oh, save me, Idris! Idris! Nah, ain't none of that. Ain't none of that. Regina King right there, she plays Trudy. Ooh, you don't want to see Trudy. You don't want to see Trudy. And let me just say, don't say any words that start with N. Put it that way. Don't say any words that start with the letter N around her if you are non-black. Because let's just say that could be the end of your day. You're gonna end up, I don't know if you're gonna have a bad day. It could be the end of your days. But again, I guess can't say enough about the soundtrack of the movie. I thought the soundtrack was super good. I don't even know who did it. Let me look it up right now. I'm not sure who did it, but the soundtrack is dope. You're gonna hear Jay-Z, you're gonna hear Lauryn Hill, you're gonna hear Kid Cudi, you're gonna hear all kind of folks. What's up, son?
This is your new award.
Thank you, son.
And he climbed up a mountain.
Oh, thank you. Is that Donatello? Who is that? The red one. Okay, I don't know who that is. Thank you, son. He said, "This is your new award." He brought me his Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle action figure. Just what I needed. Thank you, son. You're welcome from the other room. Where's that pick at, man? Did you pick your hair? Let me see. Come on, yeah. Who picked it? Go get the pick. Go pick your hair. Yeah, okay. Go pick your hair. This boy, man. You gotta teach little people how to groom themselves. Oh my God. It is what it is. Welcome to my world. But I was talking about the soundtrack. Oh, the soundtrack is dope. Super dope soundtrack. They did a great job with it. They did a great job with it. What I say, you're gonna hear Jay-Z, you're gonna hear Kid Cudi, you're gonna hear Lauryn Hill. I'm trying to think who else is in it. I'm trying to think real quick. Oh boy, brother got a fierce look. Who is that? Oh, I just clicked on something. This brother got this fierce gaze. All right, I'm for it. I'm for it. And the movie is produced by guess who? Jay-Z. I have to say props to him. I thought it was a good job. Absolutely. And British musician James Samuel wrote and directed The Harder They Fall. and this is his feature filmmaking debut. And I don't have a rating scale. I would just say, if you like those kind of movies, like the kind of movies I just described, westerns, R-rated, strong female characters, the ladies can get. Oh, I sure did, man. Here you go. Sorry about that. Take it to your mother. And how you gonna lie to me? Talking about something you picked your hair. Uh huh. You know I don't like that. Go ahead. This little boy. Anyway, I picked it already. Pick sitting right here on my table. We don't play those games. You keep it 100 with your father and your mother, because there'll be a time when you're gonna need to. I got a picture right here. This brother got a fierce gaze. His name is James Samuel. He's the writer and director. Would you like to see it? He's standing next to Jay-Z, who's the producer. You want to see this? Get ready. This brother got a fierce gaze. I ain't making it up. I'm telling you. He's gonna look right through your soul. Wow, bro. Chill out. Like, what's the hell's going on? They must have called him. Like, sometimes you can be in mid whatever or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm trying to say. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can grab this image for you real quick. There it is. I got it. I got it. Give me 1 second. Damn, hold your horses. I got it. It's coming. So pushy. Here we go. Okay, it's loading right now, and I'll play it for you, or I'll show it to you. So this is a side by side of the Jay-Z, who's a producer, and that's the director. His name is James Shane. Look at that brother's gaze right there. What in the hell? That's a look straight from Wakanda. That's like, leave me alone, colonizer. It's that kind of look. It's like, damn. They can't see you because the camera's off. They can't see you, man. They can hear you. They can't see you right now. Did you pick your hair? Okay. You can blame your mother. Mm-hmm. Mommy didn't do it yet. Don't try to blame people. Hold on. Let me see if I can get a better close up, because dude's got a serious gaze right there. What the hell? Damn, bro. Guess he having a good time. Look you make after you hook up with Jay-Z. Let me see if I can get this. Damn, dude's got a super gaze on him. It's like, I don't think I want to look into his eyes too deeply. Like, go floating out the window or something. Let me see here. Yeah, got it for you. Okay, yeah. I hope that you can see. Here it is. Boom. Look at that. Damn, brother, calm down. What happened? Chill out, will you? Relax. That's James Samuels. He's British, so it's James is spelled Jeymes. James Samuel, no S, and he is the writer and the director of The Harder They Fall. So just keep that in mind when you watch it. Like, damn, brother, let's get that off the screen. It's gonna scare the hell out of folks. Woo! Wakanda forever, right? My son is silly. He's in the background talking about Wakanda. Yeah, for Wakanda forever. It's hilarious. But I would overall say that it is worth your time. It's worth your time. If you like westerns, number one, because not everybody's into westerns. They got the horses and the gunslinging and all this kind of stuff. And there's also a sense of humor throughout it, which I liked as well, where the movie didn't really take itself too seriously. You know what I'm saying? I like those kind of movies. Not all super serious. And then for the ladies, no, that's not for the ladies. For the ladies, Idris Elba. Idris. Is Idris in your fantasy file? Yes, he is. Damn it. Quit lying. I got a picture of Idris. I know women like to look at Idris, so I'll give you what you want this morning. You can look at Idris and fantasize. Cougars out here. But I really wouldn't be a cougar thing, because Idris is, I don't know how old Idris is now. I don't know. But women love them some Idris. He's got a wife, though, so back up. I wonder what life is like for her, being a wife of Idris Elba. You got to be pretty comfortable, or not. It's going to be nonstop issues, right? No, it's going to be nonstop. Look at this. Idris, ladies. There it is. You got Idris in the morning. There it is. I deliver for my female listeners. Get it in. I'm going to stay here for a second. Get it in. Go ahead and get your looks in. You can touch the screen and everything. Go ahead. Yeah, he's all rough in this movie too, ladies. He's rough and tough with no afro puffs, but he's got a swagger and he is cutthroat. He is cutthroat in the movie. He don't play no games. And he has all those Idris Elba looks that ladies like. You know what I'm saying? He be looking into the camera. I can't do it. Only he can do it. You know what I'm talking about. There he is, ladies. There he is again. There it is. I delivered from my film. Why the wifey come here and take a look? There he is, lady. There he is. Get your ear on. Touch the screen. Touch the screen. There it is. Why is my wife touching the screen? You wrong, wifey. She is hilarious. You don't get, I mean, huh? Huh? I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing. Look at this. Ladies love Idris Elba. There he is. And you can get all your Idris. He on the screen a lot. Once his character is introduced. And look at those Union soldiers, boy. They look scared. Ooh, they look terrified. That's some good acting right there. Ooh, all black everything. That's the look when black folks take over. Look at that right there. Look at their faces. It's like, what in the hell? We sorry for everything, right? We don't want CRT in our classrooms. Oh my God. That's a very interesting scene right there that kind of sets the mood. And Lakeith Stanfield, he plays a really good character, man. You know, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it's like, maybe because they black, maybe that's what it is. But in the short time that the movie was on, I was like, I got into the characters. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wanted everybody to have a happy evening. I wanted everybody to have a happy ending. Look at those faces right there. Like, oh boy, we didn't effed up. We didn't effed up. Look at dude on the left right there. He's like, oh God. I didn't know I was in Wakanda. They told me it was Wyoming. Oh God. Oh dear Lordy, 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 right? That's the fear of a black planet look right there. Oh my God. Like I told you, no one man should have all this fun. I'm having too much fun with this. That's the fear of a black planet right there. Like, oh God, we didn't messed up. Let me see if I can grab his face. See if I can grab his face real quick because his face is priceless. Oh boy. That look. That's the look. That's the look that some folks have when they see black folks doing well. And they strapped legally. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh dear. Oh Lordy, Lordy. They're gonna shut me down, y'all. When they come for me, y'all gotta have my back. That's all I can say. When they come for me, you gotta have my back. You can't get this anywhere else. Look at this face right here. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, he's in trouble now. We done fucked up. Oh, gory. Lord, forgive me for my rash delivery. We done effed up. I've gotten that look in elevators before, right? Clutching your purse. Like, I don't want to say, I'm clutching my purse. You know what I'm saying? That's the look they make when the black kids go through Northgate Mall. Like, right? Where their mama and them at? Oh boy. Things about to get weird. I know I'm going to hell. As long as I can get on the internet and do a podcast though and talk to the people in hell, I'll be great though. I'll be Gucci. Good morning to you. So that's my non-spoiler review of The Harder They Fall. And again, worth your time. Have you seen it? Anybody seen it? I haven't looked at any chat yet. Anybody seen it? What do you think? I think it's worth your time. It was a lot of fun. And I love seeing black folks. I loved it. And all strong performances. I'm trying to think who was the weakest performance in my opinion. I don't think it's even fair to say weaker performances. Oh, I got a picture here of Idris Elba and his wife. Because you damn, whatever you are, ladies out there, back the hell up. He's a married man. All you can do is look. Post this up here because some of y'all will go too far with it. Now, who she got? She ain't got nothing on me. I'm gonna put up there anyway, just because. Just because. All right. Back the hell up, ladies. How you gonna have a married man in your fantasy file? What's wrong with you? What would Jesus say? Look at that. He's married. Yep, she snagged him. She snagged him. Yeah, she did. Mm-hmm. Off the market. Off the market. But here's a sexy picture though. Ooh, there it is. By itself. You can make believe he's single. There he is, all convict up. Nothing like a black convict, huh? Sexy, sexy time. Y'all better stop me. 513, I'll just go going on and on and on. It's just my personality. You better stop me. But again, anybody see that? Sheila writes, any mall. Any mall, right. Oh, God, here they come. Oh, God. Oh, where's their parents? Oh, boy, this is too much fun. Ray is in the chop shop. She writes, good risings all.
Get to the chopper!
Fox writes, rise and shine, young stars. Ray writes, it's time out for that lie, for that less than. Oh, absolutely. And Chocolate Girl Wonder writes, good morning, choppers. Sharp writes, good morning, Nate and the choppers. Hey, good morning, everybody.
Get to the
Get
chopper!
to the choppers. Will you get to the choppers, Nate? Brandy writes, greetings. Hey, good to see you, Brandy. Pat writes, good morning, Nate and the choppers. Good to see you. What up, Joe? Got a chance to meet Joe, so now I can put a face. Well, I can already put a face, but I actually got a chance to meet you. It's great to see you. He writes, grand risings, Nate and the choppers. Ronald's in the house. He writes, good morning, Chop Shop. Good morning to you. Anthony writes, morning, Chop Shop. Tracy writes, hey. Sean writes, good morning, King Nate and the mighty choppers. Get to the damn choppers. Queen Maxine's in the house. She writes, great grand risings to the righteous seekers. Sheila Moore Allen writes, good morning, Nate and Mrs. Ivy and the choppers. Good morning for Mrs. Ivy and myself. Thank you so much. Ashley writes, good morning, Nathan and the choppers. Daryl writes, good morning, Nate and the choppers. Good morning to you. Kelly Prather's in the house. She writes, good morning, all. Has anybody seen this? Has anybody seen this Netflix movie? Just dropped yesterday. Daryl writes, first day back in the office. This sucks. First day back? Really? Since how long? And that is hard to do, man. It's different. You know, some people love to be in the office and get away from home. They thrive. And then some people like, if I'm making the same money in my own house and I'm so close to my own bed and my own couch, why would I want to go to work? I get it. Mrs. Love Being Black writes, good morning, fellow beautiful smart choppers. Good morning to you. Anthony writes, like and share, fam. Look, when you share the show, more people see it. I can't own Facebook has put a cap on the amount of places that I can share it. Because Facebook is full of ish. They completely full of themselves. Talking about Meta these. But Facebook is completely hypocritical. You know, now y'all want to get all these mofos sent me a message because somebody posted something about Dave Chappelle talking about we fact checked this and Dave Chappelle never seen it. And this threatens the integrity of your Facebook group. I'm like, on some day, y'all let Trump lie about the origin and the citizenship of Barack Obama on Facebook for years and years and years. Never put a cap on it. Y'all allow Facebook to be a planning ground for insurrectionists, terrorists, traitors. And now you want to send me a message about some damn Dave Chappelle? I'm done with Facebook. I mean, I can't be done with them because it's a very valuable platform. You see I'm on it right now, but my respect level is just going down, down, down. And they keep effing with my videos and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, go mess with somebody else's videos, man. We trying to build something here. We ain't got time for that. Facebook is full of ish. Mike writes, good morning, bro. Good morning to you, Mike. Brian writes, morning. Love the harder they fall. We need more movies like this, more westerns, more sci-fi, more horror, no more slave, church, or drug films. This is not a slave movie. It's quite the opposite. This ain't no slave movie at all. And again, that was refreshing. Black folks are not depicted as, you know, how I want to put this, not as slaves, obviously, as I said that, but they're not depicted as weak to their white counterparts. They're on par, if not, they're on par, we'll put it that way. And that's refreshing. I get sick of seeing that shit over and over again. Now, if it's a documentary, I'm learning something, I'm okay, cool. But America love a damn slave movie. They love to depict us like that. Yeah, 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 I'm right. We got it, but we much more than that. And again, once I got older, I used to watch a lot of Westerns. I was of that generation where way before cable, you go on television, Westerns were every damn where. So you grow up watching Westerns, and it's nothing more than damn white supremacy and cultural propaganda making us believe the Indians was bad. The Indians was the damn good guys. But even as a kid, I kind of intrinsically knew that. I always used to root for the Indians. Way before I used to read, I knew about American history. I intrinsically knew it was some dumb ish. Uh-huh. Why the Indians so mad? Just because they non-white, they're just violent? No. It's called damn revenge. Y'all came over here and stole their land and raped and pillaged their people and brought smallpox intentionally in some cases. And then you got the nerve to make a whole industry of movies depicting white folks as the saviors and the heroes. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Y'all should be a damned ashamed of yourself. But what they also omitted was the legendary actions of the black cowboys, people like Bass Reeves and others. Lone Ranger was based upon Bass Reeves, as I understand it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the most legendary gunslingers were black. The whole black cowboy history has been thrown into a box somewhere, and they put a lock and key over it because they would much rather, and by they I'm talking about those that disseminate and create media and therefore create our culture, were far more comfortable with us being slaves than us being um, strong, right? Far more comfortable. So this movie don't touch none of that. So maybe that's one reason why I liked it. Good morning to you. Thought it was super good. Well, I thought it was worth my time. I put it that way. That's how I put it. I thought it was worth my time. Now, I'm not going to get into a scale and all that kind of stuff because you might watch it and be like, it was okay, but I watched it. So I put it that way. Time is a commodity. So that's how I judge whether things are good enough or not. Is it worth my time? That was worth my time. It may be worth your time. That's how I put it that way. Glenn's in the house. He writes, morning, Nate and Choppers. Good morning to you, Glenn. Sarai writes, Grand Risings family. Michael writes, good morning. Fame's in the house. He writes, good morning, folks. I'm finna talk ish. Hashtag alt middle. Bro, there is no alt middle. It's just you and the Ayatollah Flomeini. That is not an alt middle. I'm sorry. You got to get a third person. You know what I'm saying? And I do not believe the story about y'all breaking up over AvTab because now that's over with. AvTab won in a landslide. And now we know why David Mann was going negative because it was the last desperate attempt to hold on to something. Now, I stand by everything I said. I did meet David Mann's wife. She seemed like a very lovely woman. She came up to me when I was over at I was at Esoteric and over at the charter committee party. And she came over and introduced herself. I think she was at the NAACP event. She said a lot of great things. Okay. So this ain't personal. I stand by everything I said. I'm glad that AvTab won. I think between those two, he was a far better choice for where we want to go with the city. Simple as that. But now we know. Nat writes, good Thursday, Choppers. Good Thursday to you. Sarah writes, come out and hang out at Bar 29 this evening. That's right. That's right. Bar 29 tonight, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'm planning to do the live stream. That is the plan from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Cincinnati Digital Media is going to handle their live stream, and they're going to live stream it straight to the CDM Facebook page this evening. Okay. So I'll be in the house, in and out. Good times, hopefully, by all. Hopefully, you'll come out and have a good time. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Queen Maxime writes, I'm already sick of humans. Already. Nikki writes, good morning, everyone. Hey, good morning to you. Good morning to you, Nikki. Good to see you. You've got me for about an hour. About an hour because, even with the passing of my mother about a week and a half ago, I stayed true to my commitment to the audience. It was really all about that. I want to see us all the way through that. But now that we're past the election, I want to take a little bit of time for me this morning. And I've got some things I need to take care of as well. So I appreciate you. Angela writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. I can't get on through Facebook. Had to use YouTube. Really? Why is that? Brian says he loves Westerns. You like Westerns? Yeah, nothing like a good Western. If it's well done. Yeah. I'm with it. Nikki writes, love Idris. Do I have Fantasy File? There it is. Fantasy File for you. Yes. I know Idris is in a lot of women's fantasy files, but that's his wife. Nikki, so back up off of him. She got to be a really strong woman, don't she? She got to be, she ain't bad to look at. You know, he could have did a lot worse. She got to be a couple things got to be going on, I'm sure. They got to have a really strong connection, and she got to be very comfortable in herself because she got a world full of women that'll jump in bed with her husband in a second, in a heartbeat. I don't care about your wife. I ain't trying to be married to you. I want to see what that do. Shiva writes, I love Westerns. It was an amazing movie. Nikki writes, I like Lakeith. Yeah, he was good in it. Lakeith was good. He was good. It was all good. It had a sense of irony and a sense of humor to it. It didn't take itself seriously, but when it was serious, it was serious. When it's action time, it was action time. So if you like Westerns and whatever you like out of it, I think you're going to get it. And again, this is my non-spoiler review. I haven't spoiled a damn thing. But I'm good at what I do. I've enticed you, haven't I? I know how to do this. I know what I'm doing. D Kid writes, good morning. Love the movie. There may be a part 2. Really? Yeah. I would like that. I love how they do that, man, with these Netflix series. That would be super cool. They follow the part 2. That'd be dope. I'd be in for it. I'll be here for it. Let's go to the phone, shall we? Good morning and welcome to the show.
Yeah, Guy.
What up? Good morning, Guy. Welcome.
Yeah, you up here talking about how Facebook allowed Donald Trump to spread fake news for all those years about Obama. You spreading fake news this morning.
Really?
The alt middle is forever.
Oh, my gosh.
You know, you talking about some, you just spreading fake news. Just because one person was excommunicated doesn't mean the shit stops. Are we clear? Are we clear?
No, we're not clear.
I don't understand what you're missing. I said my piece.
Yeah,
you need to quit talking about it so much.
I hear you, but I don't believe you.
You sound brokenhearted.
I am brokenhearted.
Okay then. Well, I don't know why you tried to ban us before.
I don't remember all of that.
Oh, I remember the real, not the new monkeys. You know, they don't remember because they weren't a part of the show yet. But the old school choppers, they remember.
Okay.
You know, and Brent Beard, your alt middle name flips are corny, bro. You about the most. You're cornier than the runaway homosexual from Georgia. Because when you call in, Brent, you sound like a military grunt. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, just knock it off with all your little alt middle name flips. Brent Beard, a.k.a. the monkey's uncle, a.k.a. empirical evidence of evolution, a.k.a. Mr. Get Off My Goddamn Feet, Lion. Brent Beard, I'm telling you, bro, you corny.
You got a problem with everybody.
And for a dude,
now you got a problem.
I have a problem with people who attack me.
Nobody's attacking.
Brent Beard's been doing it since he joined the Chop Shop because he's not interesting. He thinks nobody attacks his flows because they're not interesting. Basic, fatal, black speak. White folks are racist. Cops ain't shit. Okay, we've heard that for 1,000,000 years, Brent. What else, guy? It's not my fault you're not interesting, Brent. So your name flips, they're corny, they're tired. Come up with something better.
What name flip are you talking about?
The soft middle. Just you always got something to say about the alt middle. Like, dude,
the soft middle is not corny. Actually, that's
it's corny as
not
fuck.
Corny. That's not corny.
Then you have a very basic pedestrian sense of humor.
In your opinion. You're entitled to it.
Or
it's funny.
or you're
it's
just
funny.
trying to placate to new audience members. You know, you want to keep Brent Beard around, even though he does nothing for your show.
Or
name the last thing he said that made you want to develop a whole topic around it.
Are we talking about you? He must be interesting because you're talking about him right now, B.
No, I'm not. No, it's not interesting.
Yes,
I'm just pissed.
He lives
in
you're
Dallas.
spending all this time talking about him, and soft metal is not corny. Actually, it hits the target.
Listen, sir. I'm gonna get to what I called about here in a second.
I hope
but
so.
He lives in Dallas. It's not like I'm gonna see him around here. You know, unless he gets transported to the zoo with his monkey ass.
All I know is this, and tell me if I'm wrong. I don't spend time talking about things I don't talk about. Do you? That I don't care about. Do you?
I care about my name.
Okay, so he must have hit the target.
You're insulting my name, you
he
monkey.
must have said something that hit the target, and therefore it's interesting because you keep talking about him.
No, I just want to let him know his name flips are corny. Like, try harder, bro. Dig deep into your brain. Stop monkeying around.
And you think that monkey is deep? Okay.
I don't think it's deep. I just let you know what the hell he is.
I'm just saying.
He's the missing link, Nathan.
I hear you, bro. So
He's
what do you want to talk about?
Look at him. Look at him in his profile picture.
I'll do that later.
Just a big, tall ass Harambe looking motherfucker.
Oh, Harambe.
But listen,
that's original.
Yeah, I don't really care if he wants to call all middle soft. I'm gonna call him name. You know, you don't call black men soft.
Oh, okay.
You know that you said bring your toxic masculinity. This is all stuff you said.
I'm here for it.
Okay, then.
I'm not going to agree with you, but I don't think you're right. I got to correct my brother. I can't have you out here looking and sounding crazy. You're looking and sounding crazy right now, B. You want to, I'll tell you what.
Actually, I'm not. I'm not.
In the immortal words of the Black Lion, let's move on, B. Let's move on.
I'm defending my baby.
We got you. Let's move on. Anything else?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Have you watched that Colin Kaepernick shit show?
I have.
It's trash.
What's trash
It's
about?
Trash. How is this dude talking about he was oppressed growing up? You went to fucking football camps. I've never been to a football. I don't know nobody who went to a football camp.
Did he say he was
because we couldn't afford it? Because we could. Yes.
When did you say that?
Allen Iverson was the symbol of blackness because he braided his hair. But get out of here, you cornball.
It's called microaggressions.
You've been selling black people nonsense since 2016 or whatever you got bitched. You've been selling black people nonsense. This guy's a clown. Why did y'all follow him?
Who's following him? That's number one.
All you so-called fake wokes.
Oh boy, fake wokes. Oh, that's always interesting when people.
Because he's the leader of the fake wokes. Took money from Nike. Took bread from Nike.
And?
You know, claiming he was protesting. He wasn't protesting.
Well, two things can be true at the same time. He was protesting, and then he was cashing checks. What's wrong with that?
No, Nathan. He wasn't protesting. He
was protesting, fam. I don't know why you got an issue with this black man. Why?
Because he's pulling on your emotional heartstrings. Talking about his white adoptive parents got mad that his girlfriend was black in high school. Don't quit lying. Don't nobody get mad when a black boy likes a black girl. Shut up. Yes, I watched it.
You watched the whole thing.
I can tell it's a lie. Robert Townsend, and it's such a disappointing effort, sir.
Did you watch all of it? How many episodes did you watch?
6 of them. This is the guy who made Hollywood Shuffle. And you turn around and make this?
I thought it was good.
I thought it was whack.
I thought it was good, especially for a new generation of people. I mean, I think there's information in there that for me, I was already hip to. But for a new generation of people, you're leading kids. I think they can get something out of that. And then what we got to be careful about is your black story is unique, but so is every other black person's. So his black experience in America don't have to be the same as mine.
I always say that.
And he don't have to be the same as yours. There's a uniqueness to him being who he is. And a part of that is dealing with the microaggressions of having braided hair. That's not, I never had braided hair, so I never had to deal with that.
First of all, when you're talking about the black experience, I've been the main one in the chop shop saying that, because what do I always say? Not all black people live in Avondale or Bond Hill.
Okay,
Have
then.
some of
So
these
now,
black
why are you
people rallies
contradicting
on the
yourself then?
west side.
Then why are you
What?
contradicting yourself then?
Because Colin Kaepernick's lying.
What is he lying about?
I don't know one black person. I don't know one white person that ever got mad that a black boy dated a black girl. Get out of here.
But you also didn't grow up with two white adoptive parents. So how you gonna say this man is lying about
He's
his unique experience?
sensationalizing to prove his blackness. What, y'all just talking about that about light-skinned people the other day? Or was that another show?
I don't know.
Somebody was just talking about that, talking about how light-skinned people be doing the most.
I don't know.
He's lying. The whole thing is a shit show.
Do you have any proof that
He's
lying?
a liar. He's pulling at your emotional heartstrings.
Do you have any proof that he's lying? Where's the proof? Or is this
Say
just
what?
your opinion?
He's stretching the truth. He's bending
okay.
it.
So it's just your opinion. Okay, I get it, D. Let me put it in its proper context.
Like Tupac said
this
about
is just
groupies.
your opinion. I got it.
Like Tupac said about a lot of real G's doing time. Colin Kaepernick is a groupie that's been in the truth. I can sit here and watch it and tell. Trust me, everybody I know that played football would have loved to go to a football camp. We couldn't afford them. So don't sit up here and say you was oppressed. You going to $750, $1,000 football camps. You ain't oppressed. You know what I'm saying?
Is that the only measure of oppression? Whether you can go to a football camp? I don't think so, brother.
He's got daddy issues. His real issue was with his adoptive mother, who was slumming around, being a slut, dealing with black dudes, got pregnant, and couldn't take the baby home.
His adoptive mother or his biological mother?
His biological mother. That's his real issue.
It could
them
be.
Biological people saved him. Them Kaepernick people saved his ass. He need to be thanking them.
It could be. And that's what I think makes it such a complex story, because
it's not a complex, compelling story. He's a lying, bending the truth monkey.
That's what you're forgetting. Like, you the main person will say that more than one thing can be true at one time. But you forgetting it when it comes to Colin Kaepernick. I'm the main person that says a lot of. You be the main person saying that more than one thing can be true at one time. But when it comes to Colin Kaepernick, you want to pay them to a box. Maybe all those things is true. Maybe he do have problems with his biological mother. I might too if I was in that situation. Maybe he does have problems with his adoptive parents, but they also helped him at the same time. And at the same time, even though he a light-skinned biracial dude, he felt a need to take a knee and use his platform and say something about the ongoing violence against black people at the hands of police. Maybe all that stuff is true. What's wrong with that?
He's so blackety black power that all his girlfriends are some type of exotical looking. He dates an Egyptian woman now. Dated Brittany Renner before her.
Have you ever dated
another biracial girl? However, what?
Have you ever dated or had sex with a non-black woman?
Hell yeah!
Okay,
I'll do it in a minute.
Ain't no difference then. So that don't mean nothing.
I'm not out here preaching whatever he's claiming is racial crap that he's claiming that he doesn't experience.
Yeah, go ahead and stumble on it, because you eating your own words. You are out here. You out here
no,
checking
I'm not.
This man's blackness, and you had the nerve to bring up who he dating, and you done the same damn thing, black man. You ain't no different. So if you can be bliggity black and check the black man, even though you had sex with non-black
what are you
women,
talking about?
he can be bliggity black, even though he dated non-black women too. You ain't no damn different.
Now we go back to the beginning of the call where I said I'm the alt middle. Has always been about that. Quit crying about dumb stuff. You're the cause of your own problems. Colin, produce. You don't get benched. That's all. You know, you experience what a lot of people in working class America have. A new boss came in, and the new boss didn't like you. Deal with it.
Are you being purposely ignorant, or are you just trying to make a point?
Oh, now are you being purposely insulting?
I'm not.
Or you just trying to make a point?
Insulting to you,
well, you up here calling people ignorant.
I didn't call you ignorant. I did not call you ignorant. I asked you a question because you just glossed over the fact that you and I both damn know that the NFL has a history of pushing black or melanated quarterbacks to the background in favor of white dudes who may even be skill-wise and physical-wise inferior. You and I both know that.
In the immortal words of Clay Matthews during a game to Colin Kaepernick, you ain't Russell Wilson, bro.
He don't have to be.
His star was fading.
But
His
Russell
star
Wilson
was
never took a
fading.
knee and became a symbol for a whole movement. Colin
And
Kaepernick did.
And Russell Wilson is a historic quarterback on his own merits.
Right. And
Not
Russell Wilson is
piggybacking.
not making documentaries to open people's eyes about the racial experience in this country. Colin Kaepernick
He ain't got time. He's still playing.
I'm just saying he could do it in the offseason, knock it off. He got time
He
to
can
take
do it in the
photographs with his wife on Instagram
okay.
in 1,000 different outfits.
Listen. He did the most fake woke thing ever by comparing the NFL Combine to a slave auction.
He ain't the first person to do it. Black intellectuals have been doing that for years and years and years.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't the first one. But when he do it, all of a sudden he fake woke. But when other people
he is fake woke.
They somehow split in the atom. That ain't the first time I've heard
Slaves
that, bro.
Granted, the NFL probably is a remnant, was probably begotten from slavery, but at the same time, when you're at the NFL Combine, you're getting stretched out and tested to see if they're going to pay you millions or not. Not to put you out in the field all day.
Well, no,
you're going to get millions out of it. Like Deion Sanders said, y'all don't know how much money rides on that 40 time at the Combine. People change their whole life trajectory just by running a good 40, no matter how good of a quarterback they are. Just because you can simply run fast.
Right.
So therefore, that does not compare to slavery. That's fake woke.
You just said it compared to slavery. Now you're contradicting yourself again, bro. You're like 0 for 3 on this call.
I said, granted, it comes. It's a remnant of it, but at the same time, those slaves weren't getting. Those slaves
Stop right there.
were not
it's
getting.
A remnant
those
of it.
slaves were not.
Then, if it's a remnant of it, and you can admit that now, how you gonna criticize his brother because he says that in the documentary? You like 0 for 4.
That would be like me saying that would be like me saying that Nathan Ivey is a remnant of Paul Harvey. But that don't make you a white man.
That's not even
that don't make you a white man.
Don't
that doesn't make you a white man,
bro. You like 0 for 4 on this call, man.
No, you're reaching.
Yourself.
You're reaching. You're just throwing stuff against the wall.
No, actually, I'm not. Actually,
yes,
I'm not.
You are.
You just keep contradicting yourself, and I'm just that dude that call you out and tell you contradicting yourself.
You're not calling nothing out. You're not calling nothing out. You're not calling nothing out.
Okay.
Colin's a scrub. Colin's a scrub for doing this show. He's an asshole.
He's a scrub
All he's
for
doing is
a documentary educating people about the history of racism and the parallels to the sporting world, and also using his own life as an example. He's a scrub for that.
Yes, he's a scrub. Ava DuVernay is a scrub. Robert Townsend is disappointing. And Jamil Hill, you're an asshole for being a part of this.
You sound ridiculous.
Show some gratitude, Colin. When people save you from potential ruin, and you go just diss them. Some people saved that boy. He would have been in a trash heap balling with Brenda's baby if it wasn't for them.
Good white folks saved the biracial baby. Oh, thank you. Oh, what would he have ever done without them good white folks? Now you 0 for 5.
No, all I'm saying is just show some gratitude. That's all I'm saying.
What makes you think
ain't nobody said nothing about good white folks?
But if you I can tell you watched it with a biased lens. If you really watch it and take your bias out, it's a very complicated relationship. It's very sensitive. Both things are true.
I watched it hoping to be entertained, and I wasn't.
Nah.
And as I wasn't entertained, I started taking it apart.
You watched it with a biased lens, and you missed a lot. You should go back and watch it again and try to.
I didn't miss anything. I didn't miss anything. I missed nothing.
No, you did.
I missed nothing. I saw it all. But listen, brother, it's been real.
It has.
I had fun.
So did I.
And we'll do this again someday. But in the meantime,
hopefully
I need you to keep the alt middle. I need you to keep the alt middle out of your mouth. It's still living. It's thug life. Alt middle is thug life. We still living it.
It sounds good.
It's Mobb Deep. It's Mobb Deep. You understand?
Hopefully you and Black Rush
I need you to stop that.
Personal issues. And y'all can
we ain't got no personal issues.
It was personal. That had nothing to do with no damn politics.
Okay. You don't believe fat meat is greasy, but
it ain't got nothing to do with fat meat. I just know people. And if it was about politics, the conversation would have went differently. It's either about money or a woman. And my guess is a woman and not money, just from the way the energy you bring into it. That's just my guess.
What energy how I bring it to it? I want you to stop it. I don't like being
reading. I'm reading, period. Don't
I
ask me
don't.
how
I
I'm
don't
doing it.
care.
I'm doing it.
I don't care. I don't care to have my group discuss. We're not a public group. You know, you sitting up here
Okay.
telling black folks all kind of wild stuff about how emails don't matter. You want darkness from the public officials that you cool with, but everybody else you want complete openness with. Joe Dieters, you know, what was up behind that prosecution of Ray Tenzing? Oh, he's supposed to show you all his case notes because they're supposed to be a public record, I guess, right? But the emails that PG and all the rest of the federal folks that went to the federal prison, that's not public.
I can always tell when I press your buttons, you start talking about PG Sinfield. It's hilarious to me. Anything else, brother?
And I can tell when I press your button, when I talk about PG, you change the subject.
Do I? Okay.
Yes, you do.
Do you
Anything
anything else you want to
brother?
say about PG Sinfield? The floor is yours. Go right ahead. I want to hear it all.
Well, you know, he fit stereotypes. He fit a very bad stereotype about Jewish Americans being greedy, being monetarily greedy. And he should be ashamed of himself. You know, he need to go sit SIVA for about a week and mind his business. And just think about the dumb shit he did. He set Tamaya up for failure, brought her into politics, tried to be her buffer to the white community, let her down right to jail. And that's your man. I holler.
Thank you for the call. Know how? Know how. He is nuts. I love it, man. I appreciate the energy, man. We need some energy in the morning. I appreciate it. I can always tell when I hit his buttons because you want to talk about PG Sittenfeld. I don't give a goddamn who you talk about. Say what you got to say. We don't care. Nobody cares, bro. But back to what you said about Colin Kaepernick. I can tell, and I haven't finished it. I think I got like 2 episodes left. I can't wait. I'll get to it sometime in the next couple of weeks. But you know, as I watched it, I thought it was a very intimate revelation. He was revealing parts about his life, and it's very complicated because there are parts of it. I watched it with the wife. He was like, damn, I wonder how, and I said this to her, I wonder how his adoptive parents feel watching this. Because there's points in that documentary called Colin Kaepernick in Black and White in which he put them on Front Street. And I thought the 2 actors that portrayed his parents did a good job. And sometimes you don't know what you don't know what you're looking at when you see things. And I just tried to sit back and just watch whatever it was that Colin was trying to tell us. And what I got from it is that he's got a very complicated relationship with his adoptive parents. Yeah, they did him a solid, you know, taking him from, you know, bringing him in and taking care of him. At the same time, they were culturally ill-equipped to raise this biracial child, this biracial boy, through all his trials and tribulations. Some of them are microaggressions. We overlook microaggression, these microaggressions, these small but also very profound and very telling instances of when racism rears his head, including his hair. Everybody know that black people's hair has been ground zero for America's war on race and continues to be. We've talked about it on so many different levels. Locally, schools telling black kids they can't wear locks, you know, all kinds of stuff. So let's not overlook that because it's not, you know, something more overt. You know what I'm saying? You got overt, you got covert, you got subtle, you got loud, you know, manifestations of racism. So you gotta, what I would say to my brother Fane, that's still my brother. I got 2 little brothers and 2 little sisters, man. Like I said, I got super thick skin. I've heard it all. I got 2 little brothers that just love to press my buttons over the years. I've heard it all. So that little shit he be saying don't mean nothing. My interest is in correcting my brother so that he don't go out here sounding like a damn fool in the streets or maybe on other shows or whatever and whatnot. That's my responsibility. I gotta make sure I give it to him straight, and I gave it to you straight. You was like 0 for 6, maybe 0 for 7, just like swing and a miss over and over again, and you contradicted yourself over and over again, brother. And I think, as I said, it sounds to me like when you sat down to watch it, you already had a bias. Like, let me watch this BS. And if you approach any kind of media or documentary like that, you ain't gonna like it. You're not going to like it. I have learned to have no expectations. I don't have no expectations when I'm watching media. I've learned to do that. I don't have no expectations. I just want to see what they have to present to me, and I try to take it in with no filter and no bias and try to take it all in. So, and then how you gonna criticize this black man talking about he ain't black because he married or he dated non-black women? I don't think that's true. Now, I've already told you what my personal preference is. I have a personal preference and standard, but that don't mean that I'm gonna project that onto everybody else. You do you. You do you. And maybe a lot of things are true about Colin Kaepernick. Maybe he got his money from Nike. If Nike offering $50,000 so we can do some culturally awareness and we're gonna do some new shoes, I'm taking that shit too. Raise your hand if you're not gonna take the Nike money when the Nike deal come in. I'm taking it too. At the same time, I'm still care about pushing the agenda forward on these critical issues. And as long as they don't collide and I have to sacrifice my integrity, I'm taking them Nike checks. And Fame, if you listening, brother, you gonna take them Nike checks too. Stop fronting, man. And the stuff with PG Sinfield, that's small stuff. No, nobody cares. I mean, nobody cares anymore. Nobody, doesn't matter. Let me see. Yo, Rice, thanks a lot, Brent Beer. Yeah, thanks, Brent. Thanks, Brent. So I got to deal with his nonsense because of you, Brent. Thank you, B. Dear Rice, I'm calling to bust his ass tomorrow. Doors open. Danita writes, good morning, Choppers. Fames is always entertaining. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. That's why I'm here for it. Glenn writes, damn, Nate, you kicked him in his doggy red part. Mike writes, what's the alt middle? The alt middle is a group that was formed inside the Chop Shop. It originally was 3 people, Fame Rothstein, the Ayatollah Flomady, and Black Russia. And basically, I don't know what their goal is, but it was a group that formed and they just talk a lot of ish and cause ruckus. They had their own political slate and all this kind of stuff. To me, it was a lot of fun. It brought energy and a lot of fun to the show. And they made some good points over the years. They made some really excellent points. I can't say they've been wrong on everything, but they recently broke up. And I was shocked because they've been rocking for like 4 years. Black Russia said they broke up. And I was surprised to hear it. And I'm all about unity in the community. I want to see these brothers get back together. And then they both try to tell us some lies talking about they broke up over Avtab and David Mann. So apparently Fame was repping Avtab Pureval and Black Russia was repping David Mann. So that's what broke them up. And I keep talking about it because I hate to be lied to. And I detect lies. And as soon as he said it, I'm like, huh? Y'all broke up over that don't even make sense. And, just knowing men the way I know men, usually it's 3 things that'll break a relationship up. It's money. Politics can make you do kind of things like that. Or a woman. It's one of them type of 3. It's one of those 3. And I suspect at this point, from all the energy I've been getting and the things they've said and not said, I suspect it's probably a woman at this point. At first I thought it might have been money. Then I thought, nah, that's not money. Because when brothers fall out about money, they talk differently about it. And so I don't know. I don't know who it is, but that's just what I would have write. If I had to bet money today, that's what I would bet. Just based upon what the thing he say. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, man. Don't let a woman come between the alt middle. I'm pretty sure he had the conversation before the movie aired. Sarah writes, culturally illiterate. That's one way to put it out. When I watched Colin Kaepernick's betrayal, the portrayal of Colin Kaepernick's adoptive parents in his series, they came across as just unaware, ill-equipped, pardon me, to raise a biracial or black man and fully understand and to be able to give him what he needs and to be able to identify. They just can't identify. Right? Nikki writes, microaggressions get overlooked all the time. Right. They sure do. Sarah writes, afros, locks, braids. Absolutely. Brent writes, Thomas, he tries to be entertaining, sounded like an alt-right white man in his rhetoric. Yeah, with the whole monkey stuff. Come on, man. That was one of the worst and ugliest things about Muhammad Ali. When he was referring to Joe Frazier as a monkey. Come on, bro. We can do better than that. two of the most disappointing things about Muhammad Ali. When he turned his back on Malcolm X, we don't like to talk about this. Like, I got Muhammad Ali right over here on the wall, underwater, classic. But those two examples is when he was at his worst. When he turned his back on Muhammad Ali Malcolm X, when Muhammad Ali turned his back on Malcolm X, actually did interviews in which he was talking down about this brother that was his former friend. Shameful. But again, he was caught up with the nation. Malcolm X was right about the minister. He was right. You're here talking all this nonsense and you impregnating these young girls. He was right to do that. It was dangerous, but he was right. Period. Point blank. Everybody knows it. Period. Get over yourself if you don't like it. That's your problem. And then the other most shameful example of Muhammad Ali is when he was referring to Joe Frazier as a monkey, doing the bidding of white supremacy. Come on, man. You can come up with something better than that. You're going to call this brother a monkey. Hell no, I'm not with it. It's shameful. And you should be ashamed of yourself, Fame. Shameful. Kutha writes, Colin loved him some soul food. Yeah, he was smashing them greens, getting his hair braided. Oh, man. Jada writes, right. Their ignorance played a huge point. Right. They're just ignorant. Well-intentioned, but just ignorant. They just didn't know. They had no idea what it was like to be a biracial boy or a black boy. They had no idea whatsoever. Lemmy writes, good morning. Good morning to you. Keisha writes, I am too. Brent writes, Nate, he talks crazy like this on your show. When he calls it on comments on Lincoln's show, he only talks about sports and minds his business. Well, that's cool. I appreciate it. This is where Fame started. So yeah, he's gonna be different here. We got something different than any other show. Nike should pay him, and he should be able to still protest and speak out against injustice, and he is. So I'm not gonna hold. He took some checks. So what, man? Nike said, look, we're going to get a shoe line for you. We're going to do all these socially conscious media campaigns. You can be the center of it. Come on in with the bread then. Come on in. Now, you don't have to completely take over his consciousness. So it is what it is. The soft muffin now. Fame. Oh, man. Sarah writes, his parents wanted him to embrace his whiteness and was ignorant and uncomfortable with his black issues. Right. Nikki writes, a woman makes more sense. See, smart people can read. All you got to do is sit back and listen. And I read very well. Very well. I just sit back and listen. Oh, really? Yeah, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And, I just act like I don't know what's going on. I'm just reading shit. My brain is just running. My radar is running, just scanning. Damn politics. And it wasn't money. Because when brothers fall out about money, whoever is owed the money says it. They say it. So it wasn't money. It had to be a woman. Period. Dale writes, Fame equals Kung Fu Mitch. Y'all wrong, man. Y'all wrong. Nikki writes, Black Russia stole Fame's crush. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. So did the soft middle break up over a woman with dirty feet? You're wrong for that. Glenn writes, damn, Smitherin supported David Mann too. Smitherin broke up the alt couple and destroyed a political campaign in 1 week. I'm just saying. And he supported Bessie Sunderman. Yeah, I don't know. So having said all of that, I still believe that if Smitherman stays in the race for Hamilton County Commissioner against Stephanie Summerall Dumas, she better strap up right now. She better get ready. Get ready, Stephanie, because you got a challenge on your hands. You got a challenge on your hands. Sister Iris is in the house. She writes, good morning, great people. Good morning to you. So far this morning, I gave you a non-spoiler review of a new Netflix movie everybody's been talking about. You might have heard about it. It's called The Harder They Fall. And I'm not going to go through all of it because you had to catch it. Just go back and check out the beginning of the show. A non-spoiler review. I don't spoil anything. I just, if anything, it might turn you on to maybe make you want to watch it. And my reviews are, is it worth your time or is it not worth your time? Because time is the most precious commodity. And for me, this is worth your time. This is worth your time on a lot of different levels. For the ladies, you're going to get a double whammy. Number one, you're going to get an eye full of Idris. He full thug Idris too. Thug Idris with the beard game matters, popping. You know what I'm saying? He could have lined it up above the lips, but, that was back in the day. So you get the full thug, beard game matters, Idris Elba, Baldy. You know what I'm saying? With the steely gaze. Don't forget he's married. Don't forget he's married. But there it is for you. That's for you, ladies. That is for you. Look at you. It's all cinematic and everything. But you also get some very strong female characters. So they're not like hiding behind bushes and, save me, save me. They ain't doing none of that. They out there in the streets ready to rumble. They ready to get busy. They ready to get blizzy out there. Hell, you can make the argument that the female characters is harder than the male characters. Regina, she played Trudy. Oh my gosh, she killed it. Excellent job. Regina King is just what a great career she's had. Great career. She is dope in the movie. I liked her. And then you also get scared white people. Look at that. Got scared white people in the movie. What in the hell, Lordy, Lordy? Oh no, they taking over. They's taking over. Oh my God, I'm going to hell. And we're going to hell. And I'll just reiterate it. It is produced by Jay-Z, and it is written and directed by that brother right there. His first name is James. I forget his last name. He is British. Look at that gaze right there. That is a scary gaze. Could you stop looking at me like that, bro? Huh? What did you say? Huh? I don't know. Woo, but it's still worth your time. Check it out. Most definitely. I think you'll have fun with it. And it's adult. It's rated R for, I think, the violence. And the soundtrack is really good. You're going to be like, damn, who is this? Who is this? Huh? What? And the soundtrack plays like a rap album with skits in the middle of it. Yeah. Yeah, you got everything from, you got Coffee with the K, Seal, CeeLo Green, Jay-Z, Lauryn Hill. I even heard, who else on the soundtrack? Kid Cudi. You're going to get some Barrington Levy's on there. I'm reading from it right now. It's not off the top of the head. Jadakiss. It's a dope soundtrack, and the soundtrack is infused into the movie at critical points, so it accentuates what's happening on the screen. Again, I'm just giving you a review of everything. I do reviews. They comprehensive. Everything we do is dope. All dope. Everything. All dope. Yeah, black girl. It's definitely some black girl magic. Definitely. Almost deaf. Nikki writes, yes, Idris. Funny, man. Sorry, wrong one. Here's the harps. Yes, for the fantasy files out there. Okay, so I want to talk about the future of Cincinnati real quick, and then I want to talk about Michael Jordan and the criticism he's getting from Scottie Pippen, because most people during the pandemic turned to like your streaming services and you are watching Netflix, which means that you probably watched The Last Dance, which was super good, although it's open for critiques. But first, I want to talk about the future of Cincinnati. So what does yesterday's election mean and tell us about the future of Cincinnati? Well, something and nothing at the same time. Like the best predictor for the future is the past. So if we're gonna look forward to 2 years from now for the next city council race, the only and the best evidence that we have as to what might happen is what just happened. However, we don't know. A lot of people are saying that the Democrats have built a powerhouse. That's what Chris Rhetoric wrote in the Cincinnati Business Courier. He could be true about that, but I think we don't know yet. We don't know. I read the article. It sounds like the Democrats locally have been doing they've been doing a thug thizzle, so to speak. They've been organizing and staying on point, and that's great. And perhaps the election was a reflection of that. It was a reflection of that. But does that mean that the next election cycle is going to mirror that? I don't know. What does that mean for the Charter Committee? They only had one person of their slate who actually was elected. And if you read what the local political types are saying, what they're saying is that you can't attribute that to the Charter Committee. I'd like to catch up with Tariq. If you out there, man, feel free to call in. I'd love to get the thoughts on that. What the people, what the local political people who get paid to do this are saying is that Liz Keating won because she had a lot of money, and then she got some ads with Charlie Winburn and Dwight Tillery. Now, I thought that those ads especially were some of the worst ads, worst produced ads ever. But if they're effective, what does it matter? What does it matter? If they're effective, then that's what they got. That's what they pay for, right? In terms of the ads. Rodney's in the house. Good morning to you, Rodney. He writes, they only vote to slate someone else. The Dem Party made the decision for the city. Yeah. I think that I was reading Chris Rhetoric's article, and what he wrote is that the Democrat Party they decided to buckle down and unite and form Voltron and get organized in a very serious way. And then they got a slate of candidates that were willing to work together on multiple levels, and perhaps that was that came through to the voters. I think that I think it would be so again, I don't get paid to do this other than, in terms of talking about politics, but for the people that are in this life, like you represent candidates and maybe this is what you do. I think it would be a mistake to say, to end the analysis with people just ran down the Democrat slate. We know that, but the question remains, why? That is the question. Like, if I worked in politics, I would be trying to dig to figure that out. What did they do? And it was more than just putting names on a piece of paper to me. It's got to be more than that. It's the money, but it's got to be more to it. There's some other factors that I don't think have been revealed. And again, if I was in that world, I would be digging down to figure out what that is so I could recreate it. Like, if I was a Charter Committee person, I would be digging down to figure out what the Democrats did so I could recreate it. Why reinvent the wheel? These mofos were successful. We're going to do what you just did. Only we're going to fit it for us. That's what I would do if it were me. You know what I'm saying? So we know that. We know that people went straight down the slate. But why did they? I think it's worth delving deeper into the minds of the voters. Right? Why? And I think there's some gold there, But does this mean that the next election cycle will be the same way? Not necessarily. We don't know. It could be. I'll tell you this much. If the Democrats on council and the Democrats on the school board come through, like if they start producing policy and it starts to affect people's lives, or it has the appearance, if they're working together as a group, then in 2 years they're gonna run things again. And just think about where we came from. Like, it's so funny. Like, the irony is so thick in this, because you had all of this chaos on city council. And a lot of it was coming from Christopher Smitherman and his Republican acolytes, right? I'm calling a spade a spade. It is what it is. Check me if I'm wrong. A lot of that energy was out there, people trying to make a big deal out of text messages and trying to make the Democrats look bad. And I wonder if that played a role in what we just saw yesterday as well. Because with that Democrat slate, we kept seeing pictures of them working together, taking pictures. They seem to all like one another. We working together. Majority black slate, right? You know what I'm saying? Did one thing have an impact on the other? Like, so that's why I say, man, be careful, man. It's funny how the world works. The same thing to make you laugh and make you cry. You people be trying to do, silly-ish and run games and schemes and stuff. And life has a way of taking that same energy and throwing it right back at you. but only benefiting the people that you was trying to hate on and you was trying to scheme against. Life has a real funny way of doing that, don't it? It has a real funny way of doing that. All that energy, the Democrats, and this corruption and the scandals and the text messages and this, that, and the other. And I wonder if in what way or if it did it all, that played a role in what we just saw yesterday. Just think about that. People like to run little games and play games and you scheming and plotting. And those schemes and plots end up helping the people you were scheming and plotting against. Because the voters said, we don't care about the text messages. We don't care about all that gangify everywhere. We're going to give you a gang of 8. From the gang of 5, you heard it here first. From the gang of 5 to the gang of 8. I bet they won't write about that, will they? Because 8 is a bigger number than 5, right? Just think about that. All this stuff about the gang of 5, this and the gang of 5, that. And what was I telling you? This is nonsense. This is BS. Nobody cares about this. Nobody cares about this. People arguing with me. Black Russia arguing with me. Fame arguing with me. Talking about some damn text messages. I'm telling my brothers, like, this means nothing. Voters don't care about this. They should. Yes, it does. And corruption. And they having secret meetings. And the voters in Cincinnati gave the Democrats a gang of 8. Be careful. When you start playing them games, be careful. Be careful, because sometimes it'll come straight back on you. From the gang of 5 to the gang of 8 now. And at least starting out, it looks as if they have a mayor who's even more way more progressive than John Cranley ever thought he could be. I was on WVXU's page this morning reading what Howard Wilkerson had to say. He's their political guy. He's been around for a long time. And he said that Avtab Pureval won 2 races. He won his race against David Mann, but he also basically is in, they use this word, the catbird seat, meaning that whatever his agenda is, he's got a council that either is in love with him or who likes him. So now whatever Avtab agenda is, he might be able to run the table with it. And it's just so funny. So funny. You had all these Republicans. You had the remnants of Coast run around talking all this ish, trying their best to throw dirt on the Democrat Party. And look at what happened. It's funny. That's funny to me. Now, we still got to push them. We got to push them. The people their voice got to be heard. We just can't sit back and let them do everything. Nah, that's not how that works. But it's just funny. From a gang of 5 to the gang of 8. I wonder if the local media will print that ish. You had, what's the dude name? You had Jason Williams doing his best to get Betsy Sonderman reelected. I see right through your games, Jason Williams, using your column to show favorites to the people that you favor and you bias for. It's so obvious. Trying his best to kick up dirt on the Democrat Party, talking about the gang of 5, and look at what happened. From the gang of 5 to the gang of 8. That's funny. That is hilarious, man. That is hilarious. David writes, 1 + 8 + 1 = Cincinnati progress on the way. And I think so too. Brenda writes, the gang of 8 better get busy. Affordable housing is hollering. You right about that. We had Scotty on, and the mayor-elect, Avtab, said himself, there's no excuses. And oh, by the way, we talked to Avtab Pureval here on this platform first. Change is coming. Change is coming, y'all. Digital media is not just the future. The future is now. He came on here before all the platforms. He came to the Nathan Ivey Show. He came to CDM first. That is huge. Everybody else came after us. He came to the Chop Shop first. That is huge, y'all. As a matter of fact, I put a clip out on the Nathan Ivey Show Facebook page. Please share it. Let everybody know he came to speak to the choppers first. We wasn't second. We wasn't last. We were first before all this legacy media. And it's just another example of what I've been telling you. Digital media is on the rise. There is a level playing field. Join the team. Help us grow. Let's do this. Let's do this. Glenn writes, Jason Williams is Peter Brunson Jr. I don't know. I like Jason Williams. Don't get me wrong. I like him. And I don't mind his viewpoint. I don't mind it at all. You know, he gets paid to do what he's doing. I think he's good at it. I read his column. We talk about it. I have no problem with Jason Williams whatsoever. Now, we may disagree on issues, but it's nothing personal. I like to read his column. I like to read where he's coming from because he's got a different point of view from mine. And I think he has a role to play here in the city of Cincinnati. So I ain't trying to take Jason Williams away. I like him just where he is. And I like Peter Brunson. I didn't agree with him, but I liked him. He got shit started. He got people thinking. You know what I'm saying? I like that. That was a good thing, so I'm cool with it. D-Kid writes, I'm sure the Buzz host will steal your term Gang of Eight. Is that right? Okay. I'll probably never know. But good for them. Got to get your inspiration somewhere. Nikki writes, what am I thinking about Dickie? Nikki writes, woohoo, Nate came to the chop shop first. And we're going to have many more first. We are just getting started. We're only a few years old. CDM just started. We just got started. You know, these other media types have been around 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 years. We just got here. I'm not sure if anybody's been around 100 years, but a long decades and decades. We just got started. And I want people to see the potential that we have, that this platform can have. And I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to do whatever I have to do in all legal means to grow our platform and provide something, an independent voice here in the city of Cincinnati. And as always, I'm looking for allies. Your boy has reached out to a lot of people. I've had people be like, psh, you ain't doing nothing. Okay, cool, great. I respect your opinion. No problem with that. You know, it's people that rather compete than join. I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? Black folks, independent-minded folks, we should work together. I don't understand it. Or maybe I do understand it. But we are just getting started. Trust me on that. Omar Flomani writes, you got 8 Democrats in council seats, but they ain't going to do jack. Trust and believe. You know, there is, I love all media. I like everybody media, but you know, you got these folks out there, man, that claim to be Black first media. You know, people like Vicky Dillard, and you got the Black Authority. And I'm hip to what they do. I've listened to what they do, and I love it. You know, everybody got their own voice. One minor critique is with some of these supposedly B1 Black first platforms is that they only tell one half of the story. It burns me. I was just listening to the Black Authority yesterday, and I love the brother. I love him. But when do we get past criticizing the Democrats? Like, when do we get past that? When do we get to the point where it's all about what we gonna do and realizing that we have power, especially locally? Like, when do we get past saying Joe Biden ain't doing nothing for us? Ain't that shit played out? That's what passes as an intelligent take these days. Like, yo, B, okay, we already knew what that was. That was as much about Trump as it was Biden. And when I listen to some of these dudes, it makes me wonder, like, are they voting in these elections? Because if you ain't voting in these elections, you shouldn't be opening your lips talking about it whatsoever. You's part of the problem. And Black voters do not have to feel less than or weak. You got a lot of strength and a lot of power in your vote, especially locally. I ain't criticizing nobody because they got way bigger audiences than me, so obviously somebody likes it. But I'm just saying, sometimes I'll be listening, like, if you don't shut that dumb ish up, I don't give a damn about what Joe Biden ain't doing. The question is, what can you do? What are you doing? That's the real question. What can you do in whatever city you live in, whatever county you live in, whatever state you live in? You know, that's where the conversation about reparations starts. If Black people sit back and just wait for the Democrats or Joe Biden or anybody to do anything, you're going to be waiting till you die. You're going to be waiting till you die. So I just felt like that. And again, who am I to tell these people with way bigger audiences than me? They got thousands upon thousands of people to tune into them. We just growing here. But when I listen to it sometime, I love it. Don't get me wrong, it's about black folks. I love it. But I'm like, where's the other side of it? That's just me. Smart dumb cats. It's like, I don't want to sit around talking about what Joe Biden didn't do every goddamn day. I'm much more interested in what we can do every day. What can we do? How can we push the media, the needle? How can we push the needle? How can we push the agenda, whatever it might be? Because the agenda and the issues change. They're similar, but probably change to fit the uniqueness of the history and circumstances per the community. Start with your local school board, start with your local city council, start with your local county executive, start right there and build up from there. But who I ain't sitting around talking about what damn Joe Biden ain't doing. Joe Biden gave the immigrants $100,000. Where's reparations? I mean, I get it, but that shit's so damn played out to me. That's just me. That's just me. Everybody like what everybody like. Like I said, they got way bigger audiences than me. So what do I know, right? Maybe I should be doing that. But I just can't do that because it's self-defeating. Where's the empowerment in that? But that's just me. 513-873-7134. Omar writes, if that's true, Nate, then why are you voting for them? Well, I voted for Biden. I voted for Biden because I wanted to make sure that Trump didn't get elected. I voted for Biden for a lot of different issues, not necessarily just reparations, right? Not necessarily just reparations. Okay, appreciate it. Not necessarily just for reparations. It was a whole multitude of issues, including net neutrality, a lot of different issues. But I don't vote for anybody, Biden, city council, or the mayor, thinking they're going to deliver every dream and aspiration I have. Where's that ever, in what election has ever happened? But I'm just saying, Omar, and again, I ain't trying to talk about you personally, bro. I'm just saying that the whole this is what passes as intelligent critiques, and it's not. This is fake ass intelligence. This is nothing intelligent about this at this point. This never ending critique about Biden is not intelligent. I just don't think it is. I just feel like the energy would be better spent. We got to talk about what we need to talk about. I'm not saying we give Biden a pass. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, but where's the other side of that to empower black voters and let them know what you can do and where you can move the needle? And that's locally. That's locally. And I hear people saying, I told y'all about Biden. If you don't shut that dumb ish up, I don't give it. You didn't tell me nothing about Biden I didn't already know. I already knew what I was doing. And see, that's the other thing about it, is that some black people, I'm going longer than I thought I was, but I'm on a flow now, so let's do it, right? Some black people think that the black people that voted for Biden are dumb, as if we thought that Biden was going to make every dream come true and come through. We didn't think that. We didn't want Trump back in there. Sometimes, unfortunately, with the American election system that we have, it's the lesser of two evils, period. And it is what it is. Sometimes that's the choice. What do we deserve and what we get is two different things, right? I'm a pragmatist. I live in the real world. Sometimes, despite what I want, I have to deal with what I have. And in that election, previous, last year with the president's election, we had to deal with what we had. I would have chose if it was me, I would have had a whole different slate of candidates. If it was me. Biden wasn't my choice to come out as a Democrat nominee. I would have chose somebody else. But he came out. He was a nominee. And so I had to make a decision between the choices that we had that included Biden and also Trump. Right? And so I just want to tell my black friends out there that who are you talking to? Like, when you talking about this, black folks ain't dumb. Black people that voted for Biden are not dumb. They were very intelligent. They knew what the hell they was doing. It was strategy. It was strategy. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. You know, you don't always get what you deserve in American politics. In fact, you rarely get what you deserve. Sometimes you get what you get and you don't have to fit, and you got to make a difficult decision between the lesser of two evils. Now, what do black voters deserve? We deserve to be inspired. We deserve that, but we rarely get it because of the money in politics. And that's the other thing. I don't hear these people talking about the money in politics. The money in politics is the real problem. That's the real culprit. I don't ever hear Vicky Dillard or the Black Authority or none of these folks saying that. That's the real problem, but they want to keep making it about the Democrats. I mean, yeah and no. The real issue is the money in politics. That's why the people's interests don't get really heard, because you get drowned out by the money. So instead of having a conversation about the money in politics, which is the real issue, we keep having the same damn lame ass conversation about Democrats and the plantation. I'm like, come on, man. At some point, we got to step our game up. You know me, I'm going to keep it real with you. You know your boy Nate going to keep it real with you 100%. I'm going to keep it real with you. That shit ain't intelligent. Ain't shit intelligent about that shit at all. It's the money in politics. That's the real culprit. That's why the people's voice don't get heard. That's why the developers are running Cincinnati, because they got the money. And we got a system that's set up where if you got the money, your voice get heard, period. But we can't have that conversation because you got people with microphones, in my opinion, that is muddying the waters, saying the same old dumb ish about the Democrat plantation. You can't get off the plantation because of the money. That's the real problem. That's why the people's voice can't get heard, because of the money. You just get outspent. You can't compete. How many people in this room, and you don't have to raise your voice, and this includes me. How many people wrote $1,000 check to a candidate? Just think about it. I mean, isn't that the limit you can spend as an individual? 1,000 was like $1,100. How many people got the money to do that? Put $1,100 in somebody's campaign or multiple campaigns? Not a lot. Not a lot. That's the real problem. That's the real culprit. But people want to make it a personality thing, and the partisan stuff matters. It does. The Democrats have not delivered for black voters. Absolutely, 100%. Absolutely. But what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? That's the real question. Tracy writes me. That's the real question. Shit, it's the money, and I just feel like people getting it's not that the Democrats are not open for critique, because they are. Everybody is when it comes to us. But let's have the conversations that actually lead to something, man. These same old lame ass conversations. Oh, Joe Biden is giving $100,000 to the families of the detainees on the border. Well, great, let them give them. They deserve it. And he giving $400,000 to them. Where's reparations? Come on, man. That can't be the reflex. That's not intelligent. That can't be the reflex to every damn thing that Joe Biden does. That is lame. It's ignorant, and it don't lead anywhere. That's just my humble opinion. I'll leave it just like that. I'll leave it just like that. I'm gonna leave it just like that. We got to be more intelligent than that. That's just me. That's just me. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Nathan Ivey, is Reggie Harris calling in. How are you?
Hey, what's up, Reggie? Good morning.
Hey, listen, I just wanted
Congratulations.
to call in. Thank you very much. I just wanted to call in, one, to just thank the voters of Cincinnati for electing me, for trusting me. And it was a big night on Tuesday. Third highest vote getter. And just wanting to really express a deep sense of gratitude and express excitement to get to work with the folks that were elected. And I feel very optimistic about our ability to really do some important and meaningful work in the city to, center Black people's experiences, to create real equitable and sustainable growth, all of the things that we had said, all of these these buzzwords that are really thrown around, but to have a team of people that I know, that we've worked closely with, to be able to really move the needle, it feels exciting. I feel exciting to me, and I recognize that a lot of people in the city are hurting, have felt unheard, are impacted negatively, and so it feels very pressing and important for us to be able to deliver. So I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you to Commissioner Driehaus, Commissioner Reese, Dr. Vanessa White. They supported me, ran radio ads for me, and just ready to get to work. And happy to chat as well. So,
Well, again, Reggie, I mean, congratulations to you, man. Well deserved. I thought you ran a strong race, and I'm optimistic too. I'm optimistic about the future of Cincinnati and what you guys can do. Having Avtab as a mayor, um, now 8 Democrats, and you all seem to, if not like one another, at least be friendly with one another and be open to share ideas. So the people will be watching. You know, we'll be watching
absolutely.
and helping to guide as well. But yeah, I'm optimistic, man. And I can understand why you're
And,
excited, especially with the team you have, to really be able to get something done.
and you said something that I absolutely agree with, and we talk a lot about in this slate is this idea of listening. My background as a clinical social worker, I've always interfaced with individuals, people, community leaders in the city that had their pulse on the issue, that knew the answer. And being a council member really, to me, is about leveraging that expertise, right? You have I think you're supposed to have a knowledge and understanding of what's happening. But there are folks in the community that know the problem, know the solution, know how to get it done. And the council member, to me, takes that person and elevates their expertise, provides the capacity for folks and individuals that are doing the work to help solve the problem. Right? It's not this position, but like I know what's best, and so therefore I'm going to go in and tell you. It's like, no, this is how you use the power of the office to build capacity. So I just wanted to highlight that because I agree with you 100%. And to me, that's the awesome part of the job. The awesome part of the job is being out in the city, in the community, and seeing what's happening, and also seeing the good things. I say this, the thing I wanted to highlight from the trail is that I met so many young Black entrepreneurs that were doing incredible things, had incredible ideas, and would benefit from investment so they could grow in capacity, would benefit from, increased presence. And so to me, thinking about, again, all of the ways in which we can highlight not only Black deficit, but Black excellence, because it does exist in this city. And I'm really excited to be able to do that work.
Well, again, congratulations. I wish you the best. And let's stay connected, Reggie, as you start this
All
journey.
right, we will. Thank you so much.
Yeah, most definitely.
Have a good one.
Yeah, that's Reggie Harris, council person, Cincinnati council elect. I think that's the right term. Yeah, good to hear from him. Appreciate him chiming in here. Yeah, I mean what I said. I've been telling you, I'm optimistic, but I'm a generally optimistic person. I think great things can happen in the future of Cincinnati. And I said that before the election, right? Because you see all these seeds, Black entrepreneurs, Black creatives, Black intelligent people, Black political types that are all planting seeds or have planted seeds, and it can only blossom. But now you need the right sun, right? And perhaps I want to be optimistic. We'll find out that this new council, along with Avtab Puraval, can be the sun that can make all these seeds, right, blossom. I think in 10, I'll say this, I said this before the election, I'm going to say it again. In 10 or 15 years, Cincinnati could be a hub. We could be like a North Atlanta type situation for Black folks, for the city in general. But let me just talk to Black and brown people, for creatives in this city. It can definitely happen. It can definitely happen. What is this here? Oh, it can definitely happen. No doubt about it. But you just need to the seeds are there. Like Cincinnati has a great foundation. People that come from this city out who don't live here, they love the city of Cincinnati. We've got to make some investments in our transportation system, in our infrastructure. We need to make an investment in the Black and brown people and close the disparities. We have to address housing, right? But Cincinnati has great foundation. All it needs is the right, uh, to be watered in the right amount of sunlight with the right people to shepherd it in. And perhaps this is what it is. Like I said, I want Cincinnati to win. I want this city to win because I'm here. Any place I'm at, I want to win. You already know. Like my son put that there. You like Nathan playing with action figures, and he came in and put that there. He said, "This is your new award, Daddy." I was like, "I got to take it. That's for my boy right there." And we talked to Reggie Harris like early on, and it just seemed like he just got more and more comfortable in campaigning. Like some people have a knack for campaigning. Perhaps he does. I think he raised like 200,000, a little more than that. I think he told me. So we shall see. Then don't forget today, Black Political 101 over at Bar 29. And it might be a who's who. Everybody might come through. I'll be there. Cincinnati Digital Media will be handling the live stream. The live stream is going to be from 6 to 8 p.m. And perhaps you can get on camera and talk your talk. That'll be great. And I may get on cam just a little bit. If I am there, it's going to be maybe like a couple of minutes, but I'm handling things behind the scenes. Okay. So we shall see. We shall see. Or you can watch it live on Facebook. We're going to stream it live to this page from Sin Digital Media's page as well. You could stay at home and watch and then tap in. We won't be taking phone calls, but they can read chat and things like that. And it should be a good time. It should be a good time. Looking forward to it. One last thing before we go, I want to talk about Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, who will forever be linked in history as this dynamic duo. But Scottie Pippen says that Michael Jordan couldn't have been more condescending during that documentary series called The Last Dance. Did you watch that? Everybody watched it. Everybody watched it. They're memes and everything. Saturday Night Live did a spoof on it. Scottie Pippen has a new book that just came out titled, I think it's called Unguardable or Unguarded. And he talks about his issues with Michael Jordan, but also his issues with Michael Jordan's The Last Dance. He said nothing. He said this, get this. He said that The Last Dance was propaganda to try to make LeBron seem like the GOAT to a new generation because too many people were saying that, that LeBron James was the GOAT. So apparently Michael Jordan got in his feelings. He had this footage. They've been making this documentary and he put it out because he's been picking up on the chatter and the new generation is kind of forgetting about him and talking about LeBron James. So he puts out this video that tells his whole story. He's the GOAT. He's the greatest. He's got the strongest will. He just mind over matter. So he could be more supreme than LeBron James. Isn't that something? And, my issues with The Last Dance was the fact that there was little to no exposure for his wife. There was little to no exposure for Michael Jordan's wife. And any married man that does anything, especially if you have children, there's no way you can go out and perform on a high level if your wife, the woman in your life, if you chose to be, in that kind of heterosexual relationship, is not supporting you. I think she's in the movie for like 1 second. They kind of show her. I don't think they showed her at all. I think from what I can remember, he gets on the phone and says, I want to call my wife after he, it goes to show you how petty Michael Jordan still is. Like, how you going to have all this? You got all this and you still petty. I don't get it. But some men are built like this. And it's funny because in our culture, when we look at Michael Jordan, a lot of people look at it and say, oh, he's just an alpha. But it could be the opposite. It could be his insecurity that's driving him. If I'm Michael Jordan, I ain't insecure about a damn thing. I'm Michael Jordan. 6'6", baby. And I started one of the most well-known global brands, Air Jordan. I don't give a damn what nobody think. You say whatever you want to say, B. Scoreboard. scoreboard, right? But apparently, Scotty says that Michael is just he's petty like that. He's a prince of petty, or the king of petty, however you want to look at it. And I just want to put that out there. I just thought that was quite interesting. I'm like, wow. So the last dance, Scotty. And again, that's the other thing about it. Everybody, that's why it's hard to say GOAT this and GOAT that. Basketball is a team sport. Michael Jordan didn't win a goddamn thing until Scotty Johnson Scotty Johnson. Scottie Pippen showed up. When Pippen showed up, that's when he started winning, because you can't win. I don't care how good you are. No one man is going to beat 5 people. Because he tried that against the Detroit Pistons, what they do? They put him on his tailbone. The Jordan rules. Oh, you want to fly through the air? Well, we're going to knock you on your ass before you even take off then. And it worked pretty effectively. No one man is going to beat 5 men on a basketball court. And I don't care. Not in the NBA. Now, you might be able to do that at the Friars Club or something, but you're not going to do that in the NBA, because those are all supreme athletes. And Michael Jordan was a bully. He cold cocked Steve Kerr, and he punched Judd Bushler, and he pushed Luke Longley, but he didn't do that to Charles Oakley. He didn't do that to no Charles Oakley. Because Charles Oakley would have told it would have been a whole different, I'll do everything. We ain't going down like that. So I'm not trying to issue on Jordan, because a lot of people say he's the GOAT. For me, you got to give him his props. As a basketball player, you win, you lose, you lose. But LeBron James is closer to Jordan, in my opinion, than what a lot of people say it. Right? LeBron James in his 17th year. When Michael was in his 17th year, he was nowhere near the player that LeBron is right now. Nowhere near the player. Now, LeBron is more of a physical specimen, so it's hard to go back and compare errors. But I think if you had put LeBron in that era, he would have succeeded as well on offense and on defense. That's just me. I could be wrong about that. But Scottie Pippen says, hold on now. Hold on now. You're giving all this props to this brother, this little documentary. I got something to say. And he also says that in the documentary, which was supposed to be about the team, Michael Jordan made it all about him. He said he was nothing. He said he reduced Scottie Pippen to nothing more than a prop. I don't know. You tell me. For folks that care about that kind of stuff, you may not care. My issue is, I'm like, damn, there's no depiction. Your wife had nothing to do with it at all, B? Y'all got kids and everything. She holding down the household. That's why when she got the money from the divorce, I had no problem with it, because as great as you are, she didn't bounce no basketballs, but I already know I'm married with children. Nobody does anything by themselves. There's no way you're going to go out here and perform like that and your home is in chaos with your kids. There's no way you're going to be able to do that. There's no way you're going to be in a mindset to be comfortable enough to devote yourself to basketball if the wifey is not at home making sure that your kids is safe. They're not calling you crying. Daddy, mommy tripping. I don't know where mommy is. Mommy's passed out. She's drunk. There's no way in the world he could have performed if that was going on. And so I thought that he should have given her more respect and acknowledged her in there. But I know they got divorced. It might have been contentious. Now he's got a whole new woman. You never know what those relationships are like, but it is what it is. Those are just my thoughts. But it is what it is. Dale writes, Juanita put up with Major Bull is. You know she did. You know she did. Brent writes, I think a better comparison to LeBron James is Magic Johnson. LeBron was more of a distributor, and he tried to get those sorry players he had on his team involved and productive. Exactly. Nat writes, Jordan was way better than Scottie Pippen. Jordan is GOAT, and no one will be talking about Pippen if it wasn't for Jordan, period. I'm not so sure about that, Nat. I remember I used to watch those games. I'm of that era. Scottie Pippen was a prototype for today's athletes. He was 6'9", would handle and play both sides of the ball, and was one of the best players in the league. And that's what people forget. Michael Jordan ran with all-time greats. Scottie Pippen is an all-time great. All-time great. LeBron never had that. He's never had an all-time great. Scottie Pippen was right there with Michael Jordan. He was right there. The only thing Michael Jordan had was just a mentality and aggressiveness. But in terms of physicality and their game, they was right there. They was right there. Michael Jordan was not no way bit better than Scottie Pippen. They were just right there. The difference was their attitude and their confidence. Physically, Scottie was more of a physical presence than Michael Jordan. Taller, longer wingspan. You know, height and wingspan matters. Span matters in basketball. The difference in Michael Jordan's head game was different. He had more confidence. He was more aggressive. He was more cutthroat with it. And when you are a top flight athlete, everybody's, in great shape. The mental is the difference. That's the only difference. It wasn't physical. The only difference was mental. And say what you want. Without Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan doesn't win anything. He will never win a ring without Scottie Pippen at all. Because if he could have, he would have. If he could have, he would have. And everybody seems to think that Michael Jordan stopped playing after he left the Bulls. He went to the Wizards and was trash by his previous standards. I mean, he was still putting up buckets at 40. But he was nowhere near the same player and never led a team to a championship. He never did that. So, you got this revisionist history there. People think like Michael Jordan was like all that much better. No. When he was in his prime, he was a much better athlete than Larry Bird. It wasn't even close. Larry Bird was a child to him physically. He was a child to Michael Jordan, just physically. Just look at him standing side by side. Ain't even close. Magic Johnson was on his way down during Michael Jordan's ascension. He couldn't stop him. The Last Dance was cool, but that was propaganda to make the world feel as if Michael Jordan was better than LeBron James. And by the sheer fact that Michael Jordan felt like he had to do that, it tells you just how dope that dude that was born in Ohio really is. I'm talking about LeBron James. And I'll leave you just like that. Have an excellent rest of your day, family. I really appreciate you. And I only planned to do like an hour, maybe a little bit more, but we got into some good flows this morning. I appreciate all the energy, all the phone calls, appreciate all the text messages, all the shares. It means a whole lot. Have an excellent Thursday. And I'll be back and hopefully better than ever tomorrow morning. Don't forget Black Political tonight at Bar 29 over on Reading Road. Now, the event starts at 5 p.m., but the live stream will start at 6 p.m., 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. I'll be in the house. If you want to say hello, love to meet you. Have an excellent rest of your day, family. Okay? Take care of yourself. And remember our motto. Winners focus on winning. And losers focus on winners. So stay focused and stay winning, and we'll talk real soon. Until next time, I'm Nathan Ivey, and I'm out.
Yeah. Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a that's what they don't understand. I'm back again like flu season. I broke records while loose leafing. I'm coming down my roof, leaving. Don't give a I don't care. Did the for my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share. Get on my God, on my totem is nothing. In the discussion, got them feelings I throw all my pain on percussion. The disgusting. I hear them bragging about that they did, and it do not move me, not in the least. They ain't been dropping no seeds in the soil, but swear that you almost spotted the feast. I've been on go mode, showboat, rowboat, wave ride. Cool shorty, too naughty, pool party, wet for the face ride. Annie up, penny down, hand me down, thrift store, old drip. New money, too funny, old shorty, talk about old. I'm on they now, can't get a pass now. I'm a cash cow, keeping it brash now. It's trash now, I'm a spaz out. I've been killing my lows and living on highs. You see in the skies the proof. You could just see in my eyes that there is no lies. I cannot disguise the truth. I've been ducked off.